So very good morning to all. Am I audible?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So I think in the last lab we discussed about the introduction of the MATLAB. Okay. So if you are performing the task, whatever the task is assigned to you, 31, 22, 19,
Yes, sir.
so I think we discussed about the some work in the last lab.
Yes, sir.
So you are performing your task.
Yes, sir. We have performed some tasks.
Okay. 26,
Yes, sir.
you are performing your task.
Yes, sir. Yes, 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 sir.
Okay. So I think today discuss about using the MATLAB, how you can generate the different waveform. Like a very famous waveform we are considering as a sine wave, cos wave, square wave, triangle shape, rectangle shape. Okay. So our idea is how you can generate the square wave, how you can generate the sine wave, cos wave, triangle shape. Okay. But the whatever the signals you have to generate by using the two different method. One is there's also direct command is available. You can go with a command and you can generate the sine function. Using the sine function it will be possible. And otherwise you can select the any value of the x and you can start how you can implement the any sine wave as well as the cos wave. Okay. So today I'm give the first example how you can generate the sine wave, and based on this example you can start with how you can implement the any waveform using the plot as well as the subplot command. Okay. So if you just mention it, you have to generate at least 4 or 5 different waveform. First one is the sine wave, second is the cosine, third one is the square wave, fourth one is the rectangle shape, and fifth one uh, triangle, and the sawtooth. So these are the 5 or 6 different waveform you to generate using the MATLAB. Okay, so I'm just sharing the MATLAB screen. All of you are getting it? Hello? All of you seen the MATLAB screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So instead of this command window, you can also go with how you can write down the any script in a M file. So you can go with a new script and you can start to implement the any M file. Okay. So there is a limitation of the command window. Suppose you are required to at least write down the 100-line programs. Okay. So each and every time you cannot run this. So instead of this one, we are generating one file, and we given the extension is the .m. Like you can give the any name of this particular file, like experiment one, and you can save with a .m file. Okay. So this is the .m file. So right now on your screen, there's a one editor is generated. So our basic aim, how you can plot the sine waveform. Okay, so already you are knowing the if you plot the any sinusoidal wave, they are started with either you can consider 0 to 2 pi, or either you are considering the minus pi to pi. This is also the value. Okay, so if I first of all generate the any range for x is equal to starting with a, like consider minus pi to any value 0.01 to a pi. What is the meaning of this one? Any answer?
So difference will be 0.01.
Okay, so basically we are started with a minus pi, starting with whatever the value it is minus pi, and they are taking the interval of the 0.01, and the maximum value will be reaching at a pi. Clear? So we are setting the range, like if I give the example x is equal to 0 to 100. Okay, but we required the 100 value with an interval of the 1. So what you are write down, starting with a 0 colon 1 colon 100. So they are taking 1 2 3 4 up to the 100. Okay, so first of all we are try to generate it. Okay, you can also see if I just so see, I'm just putting the comma, so that's why it will be not display the result in a command window, but you can identify in a workspace there is a generate the different value with a row is 1 and the 6 to 9 column. So there are total 6 to 9 values are generated between minus pi to pi. Clear? So already you are knowing how you can plot it, the any command like consider plot x versus the sine of x. So same way, if I write down the command, later on discuss how you can save this file. So if you are getting some screen, whichever some figure is there. Hello.
No, sir.
Okay, so I just sharing the another screen. Just wait. Now,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Now it is visible.
okay. So now see, whatever the command we are just write down minus pi to pi, there is a generate a one sinusoidal samples. Clear? But your task is right now just give the example with a one sine wave. Okay, but you have to generate at least the 5 cycle of the sine wave. This part is clear. 5 cycle of the sine wave. Right now there is only single cycle, have some plus and some minus, but you can try to plot at least the 5 or the 10 samples for the sine wave. Same way if I considering the uh, instead of this, okay, now you can plot it, subplot 2 comma 2 comma 1. So you can see whenever if I'm using the subplot command, it will be generate one figure, but they are not display the some waveform in this particular figure. It means after the subplot you must have to use the plot command. Clear? So right now you can plot. So you can easily identify there is some wave shape which is generated in your screen with a 2 comma 2 comma 1. It means for total 4 figure, and it will be display the figure at a 1. Instead of this sub plot, suppose if I'm using the subplot 2 comma 2 comma 2. And after this one, so see, so after subplot 2 to 2, it will be generate the second location of the figure. Now whatever you have to display, you have to plot it. So instead of the plot command, we are using the stem command. So now see, there are so many samples will be taken over here, so that's why you are getting the stem. Otherwise you can just reduce this range like a 0.01. If I'm taking the 0.1, then you are getting the some stem. It means the number of samples we are taken. Okay, and same case if I give the example of the subplot like 2 comma 2 comma 3, so it will be display the figure at a third location, and we are trying to plot the course. So what we can write down, plot so it's a reverse. It means there is only one cycle because second cycle is only in another side here. So first of all, your target is like you to generate this four figure. First figure, it's a sine wave which have a 5 different samples. Same one for the figure 2, instead of this sine, now you to plot the stem. Sinusoidal with a stem command. So you can easily identify the stem. So shape is similar to sine wave, but they are taking the samples. And for the third figure, you have to plot the cos function, which have at least 5 samples or the 10 samples, whatever you want. If you implement the 5, definitely you can implement the 10 one. Okay. And the fourth figure, you have to using the stem command, you have to plot the cos one. Is this clear? Now, anybody knows how you can plot the square wave? How you can plot the square wave? Square is basically what? Like at a some particular time, you have a maximum value, it should be 1, and in a some particular time it should be 0. Clear? So you can use this command like a ones and zeros. Like if I give an example, consider the any value of the a which may be zeros with 1 comma 10. So you can see it will be generate the 10 samples which have a value is 0. So 1 comma 10, 1 cross 10, it means it is a 1 row and 10 column. And same case, instead of this ones, if I using sorry, instead of the zeros, if I'm using the ones. So what we are doing, we are taking the at least one samples, sorry, 10 samples which have a 1 and the 10 samples which have a 0 values. Clear? So you can use the any command like a you are knowing whenever it should be 1, you can plot with a x. So c is equal to, you can write down the like consider the ones is first. So it's a sorry, I'm using the same a and b, but you must have to use the b. So instead of this b is equal to ones 1 comma 10 to differentiate these two values, because I already taken the a is 0. Okay, if I'm taking the a is 1, so it will be conflict. So now you have a two arrows, one is a and second is the b, where a value is 1 Write down A is equal to so now it's valid. B is equal to ones 1 comma 10. So now you have two values. Consider the C is equal to bracket like starting with A comma. All of you are getting it? Hello?
Sir.
Okay. So how easily you can generate the square wave? See, already you are knowing the square have only two levels. One is 1 and second is the 0. Okay. You can interchange the position like you can consider it have a minus 5 to 5. So what you have to do? You have to just multiply this A and B with a minus 5 and plus 5. So easily you can plot the value between the minus 5 to 5. Okay. But the easiest way, if you have a ones and zeros, it means the value of the array it's a 1 and value of the array it should be 0. So whenever there is a first value, either it may be A or it may be B, it may be starting with 0, and if I plot it, definitely be the value it should be 0. So you can easily identify starting at a 0 and after some time it should be 1. Okay, so right now I'm just plotting only 4, but you can go with like a consider the C is equal to similar. Instead of the plot, I'm using the stream, so you can easily understand what is the difference between these two. So now see, or if I getting the waveform.
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference? These are the stream command. It means they are taken the samples at a regular interval. Any one of the waveform should be the possible. Either may be plot using the stream command. Okay, because one of the experiment is related to a sampling, so it could be easy to understand how what is the meaning of the sample. So we are taking the samples of this square wave. Okay, if I'm using the stream command, shape is almost similar. Shape is almost similar to the square wave. Clear? So is there any doubt? So in this case, you can at least generate the square wave which have a amplitude is minus 2 to 2. So it is clearly visible. Like if you see this figure, the amplitude, the maximum it should be 1 and the minimum should be the 0. Okay. What you have to do? You have to generate minus 2 to 2 voltage. Maximum it should be 2. Minimum it should be minus 2. Okay, and you have to display at least the 10 samples. Right now it is only 5, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So you have to display at least the 10 samples. Is this clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so same case, you can go with another waveform which may be a rectangular. So for the rectangular you can set the also same values. Any idea for the triangle waveform, or maybe a sawtooth waveform? How you can generate the sawtooth waveform? Suppose if I give the example starting with x is equal to starting value is between 0 to 5. Consider the y is equal to starting with 6. And z is equal to and try to plot it, see what's happened. Or if you're getting the waveform on your screen. Hello. $28. 27.
Yes, sir.
Getting the waveform.
Sir, trying time. 1 minute.
Okay. So I think already you can see in this case what I'm doing. We are taking the value of x, which may be vary from 0 to pi. Clear? So it may be you can see starting with 0 to sorry pi sorry 5, not a pi, it's 0 to 5. Okay, so if you see the y-axis, it will be vary from 0 to 6 over here, and they are taking the range from 0 to 40 if I'm taking the regular interval. Okay, but whatever the interval you are taking, it's have a minus value. It have a minus value, like they are degraded 6 minus 5 and going up to the 1. So one value is positive moving, second is the negative, and if I just plot with this one, you may be getting the triangle shape. This is the one way to generate the triangle shape. Okay, you maybe also find out the another way. So your task is you have to generate 6 different waveform: sinusoidal, cosine, triangle, sawtooth, rectangular, and square. Okay, and you have to display all the signals in a one screen using the subplot command. And in a second screen, same waveform using the stream command. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right now I'm not given the any x-axis and y-axis label. Okay, but you can go with a x-axis and y-axis label. It's very easy. Mention the x-axis, and whatever the axis you have to mention, you have to just make with a in a inverted comma. So it will be display in a x-axis, and same as for the y-axis. Okay, so you can give the title, like this is also required when you are generating this figure. So you have to specify the x-axis. It means it is the sine of x and this is x. So it says y-axis is sine of x and this is x value. So to mention over here, and the title is you can go with a sine waveform. So you can easily identify how you can utilize the axis and how you can utilize the title. Okay. Second option is in this case I am just mentioning. You can see I specify the value of the x directly. I am specify the value of the directly with a x. But can I make a program which is the user defined? Like I give the value, like you to generate the samples which in the 5 different sinusoidal wave. But suppose someone is asking you to plot it at least 10 different samples. Okay, so you can use the input command. Okay, so just write down the input command And input is basically what it will be asking from the users how many samples you want to plot it. Okay, so initially I'm select this value, like consider if I give an example, x is equal to input so now see if I'm using the x is equal to input, they're asking which samples you require, how many samples you have to plot it. So see, is this clear? Now suppose if I'm entering the 5 over here, it's by default the x value will be 5. Okay, so you can also make some kind of a user defined program where you can asking the value from the user the number of samples you require, like someone is telling you to plot at least 100, so you cannot plot like a xy up to the 100 values. Okay, instead of this one what you can make a some kind of a user defined values. So your task is generate the 6 different samples, whatever the signals it is given to you, and you to display in a one figure using the subplot command. Second figure, it have a same samples but in a using the stream command. Is there any doubt for this? At least pick yes or no.
Sir, can you repeat what we have to do?
You have to generate the two different figure. One figure is indicate the different samples like a sine wave, cos wave, sawtooth waveform, triangle waveform, rectangle, and the square wave. So at least 6 different waveform in a one screen. Second screen is same waveform by using the stream command. And you have to try, like I already give the value, you have to plot at least the 5 or the 10 samples, 10 sinusoidal wave. But can we find out for the user defined? Can we make a program for the user defined one? Yeah. So if I make the user defined using this file, I can generate the any samples. No need to change the program. Only you to give the some values. This is using the input command, which is already mentioned on your screen. Using this command, we can asking the value from the users. Okay. So a request to all, at least try to implement it. And if you complete your task, just send me a chat message. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And this is I think experiment 2. Okay, so you to also make a file like a first experiment introduction to MATLAB. Whatever the command which is given to you, you have to write down this basic command either in terms of the handwritten or either you can go with some word file. Okay. Second is you have to make a program for the generation of the different waveform, whatever the waveform is assigned to you. Okay. Like if I give an example, like someone have enrollment number is 16. Okay, so you can generate the samples for the 16 sinusoidal wave you have to generate it. If your enrollment number is 27, then you can generate at least 27 samples. If your enrollment number is 22, you can generate the 22 samples. Okay, so start your work. Hello. Anyone of you completed your task? Single one, any sine
No,
wave?
sir, I'm doing.
Okay, so just continue with your work. I'll be taking your attendance. Okay, so you may leave from this lab and just complete your task. Whatever the task is assigned to you will be verified on a next lab. Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so you may leave from this lab.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.